What went wrong with Modern Warfare Zombies? It's February, and Modern Warfare Zombies released in November. There hasn't been all too much to talk about. The Dark Ether was introduced in Season 1. There are missions to do for a story quest. There's even a Tier 4 and 5 zone. What's not to like? That's what I'm diving into. First things first, before I come off as a hater, I actually enjoy this mode far more than I ever thought. My expectations were an absolute hell, and I was pleasantly surprised by the end result in November. But as the months went on, I just found myself playing less and less, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But then it hit me. For me, there's just no motivation to play. There's no Easter egg quest to do. There's nothing to speedrun. There's no high round to accomplish. The story missions didn't cut it for me. The story missions feel very bland and sometimes an annoyance to do. The ends of the acts are also pretty damn mediocre until Act 3. The ends of Acts 1 and 2 are pretty boring. Act 3 with the worm is pretty damn awesome, but getting to that point is a struggle. The story itself is pretty mediocre. It's a tough story to latch onto. It's just very boring. The best part of the story has been at the Act 4 cutscene, but again, getting to that point is a drag. The story characters are just so uninteresting. The quotes don't add anything, and the operators definitely don't help. It's very difficult to connect to the story. There isn't anything to get excited about. While we're on the topic of the bad, some of the contracts are very annoying. Pretty much all of the ones that include mercenaries. Mercenaries should not be in this mode, and the mode would be much more enjoyable without them. It wouldn't be a Treyarch Zombies mode without nerfs, or the zombies complaining to Treyarch, because nerfing weapons is a very annoying thing to do in a PvE mode, and nerfing decoys is just as annoying. Decoys help tremendously, and the nerf felt very pointless. Another thing I've got to discuss are the rewards for contracts, specifically in the Tier 3 zone. 9 times out of 10, when I do a Tier 3 contract, I get a rare wrench, which is just a drag and just doesn't even make me want to do more contracts. The reward loot pool is so disappointing in Tier 3. I've talked a lot about the bad in Modern Warfare Zombies, but there are good things. The core gameplay is actually pretty solid. Shooting zombies is pretty fun. Upgrading your weapon via Pack-a-Punch or crystals is pretty simple and easy. The contracts are pretty good, besides the mercenary contracts. You can definitely feel the difference between Tier 1, 2, and 3, which is a plus. There is some difficulty to the mode. The friendly dog is an incredible feature, especially to solo players like myself. It helps tremendously. The biggest plus I can give to the mode is the Dark Ether. Unlocking the Dark Ether and just the Dark Ether period is actually pretty damn cool. The small little quest to permanently unlock the Dark Ether is pretty simple. And simple isn't always bad. The Dark Ether itself is stunning to look at, and it feels much more like zombies than the actual map itself. There isn't all too much to do in the Dark Ether, but the stuff you can do is pretty fun and challenging. The reward pool is also pretty damn rewarding in the Dark Ether compared to the main map. The Pack-a-Punch camos are also stunning, which is a big improvement from Vanguard. All in all, Modern Warfare Zombies isn't really that bad. It's a fine mode, and there is fun to be had in it. It isn't all completely negatives, but it's definitely not all positives. It's a big improvement from Vanguard, but that isn't saying much. We also received news that Treyarch isn't even working on the mode anymore, has been passed on to one of the other studios. We also received news that they aren't adding any additional perks or bosses to the game. So pretty much everything is going to stay the same. The biggest content update we received was for season 1, and it looks like that is the biggest update for Modern Warfare Zombies, period. The mode started off pretty hot, but it's clear that this was just something to fulfill the $70 price tag. The mode isn't bad, but without constant updates, the mode is pretty much dead. My final thoughts on the mode are that it's a significant improvement from Vanguard, but that isn't hard to do, like I said before. It's a solid 6.5 to 7 out of 10. And to end it off, a bit funny, but also kind of on a sad note, Season 2 of Modern Warfare 3 is a zombies themed season, and there isn't any new content coming to Modern Warfare Zombies until at least mid season, which I find pretty sad, but also pretty damn funny. It just goes to show that the mode is pretty much dead.